I don't know about y'all, but me, I'm here to win, you heard? I just want to ball if I can do it once and I can do it 10, you heard? If you're anything like me,
become a learned person.
I don't know what you're going through, but I can name a few things you may have to look forward to. A lot of nonsense, a lot of faking, a lot of hating, a lot of compliments, and a lot of praises, and a lot of places, a lot of accomplishments, but a lot of waiting, so a lot of patience. Just keep your head up and keep going.
Welcome to Mind Your Business, where you gotta have your business on your mind and your mind on your business. I'm here with distinguished guests. Zion, what's happening, man?
Yeah.
You looking real sharp today.
What's going on?
Man, not much, just minding my business, trying to get money, trying to create generational wealth, trying to also help, improve the mind state of our people, keep people on the elevation route, to keep information flowing to them in ways that they can really be able to digest. I try to keep it fun, but at the same time keep it informational, keep it positive. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah, you touched on something. Keep the information flowing, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that, especially when it comes, because you mentioned our community, when it comes to information, right? The flow of it, I don't think people connect that in our community, especially with cash flow.
Right.
Information flow is cash flow. That cash flow leads to that generational wealth that you're speaking of.
Absolutely.
Right. The thing is having that education to be able to, distinguish the difference.
Yeah.
There's a core balance when it comes to information flow. Right. It can start with networking, but I'm so bored with networking, I think I'm about to lose my mind.
What information do you think people are lacking, and what is stopping them from creating, wealth, or from us coming together to create this type of, I guess you call a better life, I'm like, for lack of a better word, to create a good life for everybody, well, not for everybody, but for their for your family, my family, whatever,
Yeah. This is really, really simple. One word. Introduction.
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
We don't understand that before you can get involved with anything, any relationship, relationship building, you got business, right?
Yeah.
There's business, establish a relationship, there's friendship, there's marriage, right?
Yeah.
There's family. All of these things are relationships, even a relationship with the environment that you live in, the environment itself.
Yeah.
All of that is relationship, but then there's relationship building. So before you can establish the relationship with anybody or anything, the first thing you got to know how to do is, let me go introduce myself.
So the introduction. So allow me to introduce myself. My name is, you gotta at least have some type of. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Shout out to Hov. But you're right, because I feel like a lot of times we look at, not we, but as a whole, we can look at each other as adversarial because we are in fight or flight mode, survival mode. A lot of times from the places that we come from, where we don't tend to look at each other as brothers, as as family, or as somebody that could be a potential partner or client, or whatever. You never know what a person has, or what information. Like you could learn something, $1 million ideal from a homeless person. Like information is everywhere.
Yeah.
But do you have your antennas up? Are you ready to see things for what they really are, and not be just distracted and brainwashed like most of the masses?
Yeah. So there is that adversarial thing in our community, right?
Right.
But then you can't even reach that point if you don't understand what introduction is, right? We not, you know, we not taught in our home, right? I know that where I'm from, right, in my community, nobody ever, when I was young enough to comprehend, right? And I was about to step foot off into the world, going into preschool, going into first grade, you know, things of that nature.
Right.
Nope, this is how we said, go say hi, right? I'm about to watch this. Say bye.
Yeah, yeah.
Bye-bye. That's how we learn to introduce ourselves.
Right.
And then that carried on that's how I'm supposed to introduce myself, right? So now let's walk it up some now to young adulthood, right? You call the people around you, right? Your friends, the people in your family that you grew up with, you go to school with. That's my homie, that's my man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my man's right there. What's up, my guy?
Yeah.
Right? When y'all first met, that friend that you know that became your friend when y'all first met. Yeah, what's up, homie? Yeah, what's good with you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That's not an introduction. That's not you introducing yourself.
Right.
That's why we betray one another so fast.
Now they made us introduce ourselves in like class sometime, like, and then we, like, I know people in my community, we didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't want to say like, hey, my name is blah blah blah. You know, is it because one doesn't know their self to even introduce themselves to someone else? And it's like, what do I say? What do I do? I don't know who I am. I'm just going through life, like trying to figure it out. Cause we haven't been taught to like a script or something that's like, hey, how you doing? My name is such and such and whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So what would be like a good introduction, a good way to introduce oneself to another person?
Right. So before I answer that, right, you see, don't know who you are. That begins with confidence, right? Nobody on the planet, if they do, I'm telling you, they lying. Wasn't no single human being born with confidence. Nobody's born with it. Like, and we'll get it confused sometimes, but we'll see a child and he's active, he's energetic,
rambunctious, and just talkative and
Right.
You think that's confidence?
You think that's confidence? No, that's just energy, high energy. He's just active. You know, he's got a big old personality.
Right.
But that's not confidence. Confidence, right, comes over a course of time, but it comes like only to those, right, to those individuals that go out and work. That's what I'm gonna use an example. Kanye West. That's why he's so, you know, people they confuse his confidence with cockiness and boldness and rudeness. Even Damon Dash, they confuse his too, right?
Yeah.
When you know you put in work, right? You know you put in work, right? When you first start a job, you go to that job, right? We go to that job and you don't know nothing about that job. You're quiet, they're training you.
Right.
And you learn that job. Each day as you go back and forth to work, you learn that job. And then say about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you know the job now.
Yeah.
Right? Go there, you don't need the manager no more. You don't need the team lead. You don't need nobody to train you no more. Now you just go set up, say if it was for a cashier, now you just go set up the register and you just sit there and you wait.
Yeah.
Right? For a customer come and you operate that machine by yourself.
Yeah.
You operate that POS system by yourself with confidence.
Right.
You weren't confident the first day. It built up over a course of time over work.
Right. So I guess you could say that work also brings in the knowledge of what you learn through work. You learn through doing, through activity, which makes you confident, which makes you able to speak to other people and
there we go. Speak.
Yeah.
How you gonna introduce yourself if you're not confident enough to go and introduce yourself? Meaning speak.
Right.
You can't introduce yourself if you don't go and speak.
And do you think that it's a lot of the cockiness and all of that stuff that people do if they, you know, whatever it be, like buying a pair of Jordans or a car or whatever, is replacement for that actual confidence of being able to go speak to somebody because they're feeling insecure about who they really are and what they really have inside, the knowledge and the power that they really have inside, because they didn't put in the work really in that they didn't work on themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people have to work on themselves. Sorry, this thing flying around here. Yeah. But they don't work on themselves enough to be confident a lot of times.
They're not putting the work into nothing.
Right.
Right. So he can go and, like I said, try to hide confidence with a car. That's self-esteem. Right.
Yeah.
He goes and then this with the world, they use it loosely, right? They say that, hey, you know, he's, you know, that's the only way he's confident with that car. No, he's got that car because of his self-esteem low.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The confidence, he can't go and buy a car to hide that he's not confident. Now, some men would say that that's just because of lack of terminology, a lack of communication, a lack of education. That he very much he can't communicate that, right? He just goes and buys it, not knowing that his low self-esteem, right? So let me watch this. I esteem to be, right? I esteem to be. Every one of us, we esteem to be something, right?
Yeah.
No matter what it is, we esteem to be something. He esteems to be something. But his self-esteem so low to be that. It has nothing to do with it. He don't even have the confidence to even get there to that point. Say, let me go get some cars, some jewelry in the house to hide. So no.
I think a lot of people too, they know what their desire is. They know they do have a vision, but they're scared to chase that vision, or they're scared of the hard work that it might take to even get to that point. And it's like they just rather distract themselves with pleasures, you know, like with more instant gratification type stuff, you know, whether that be YouTube, messing with women, or for women messing with men, or, you know, whether that be drugs or just gambling or whatever it is, you know. It's we in a culture of that instant gratification, getting stuff right here, right now, microwave, you know, microwave music, microwave food, like just like how can somebody unplug from that that matrix and be able to get real confidence, you know, like be able to do the things that's correct, like the right work, you know?
Again, it starts with work.
How can one find what work they're supposed to, that they're called to do?
If you don't like it, don't do it. If your soul don't gravitate to it, don't do it.
Right.
Like your personality has to gravitate to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes because we get desperate, we have to pay our bills, right? Not only do we have to pay our bills, it's so much tugging at us that we say, well, you know, I'm gonna take this job right here, and you settle for that job, right? And then you're still in the same situation. There's no growth there for you. Your personality now almost is like, you know, rejects you.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what is this you're throwing in the mix? I don't like this. Why are we doing this?
Because you got to turn off your desire. You got to turn down your inner calling and stuff to do that, whatever the job is.
Whatever the job.
Yeah.
So how you gonna build on your confidence
if
you doing work that's going against your own grain? That's what they call
Yeah.
self-inflicted pain,
Yeah.
self-sabotage, right?
And
You
people
gotta-
live like that at that low frequency.
You're getting nowhere if you don't go and do something that your personality, that your skills, that your talents, right, gravitate to, connect to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Facts.
If that's not the case, you're not going nowhere. You're doing an injustice to yourself, right?
I totally agree.
Right.
And even if you're making some money, the money is not going to heal the wounds that you self-inflicted because you have this boss that you feel like a lot of times you feel like the boss has control over you. You can't go use the bathroom when you want to use the bathroom, or you can't think about the things that you actually really care about. And you work all day, then you come home and you're drained. And you can't even work on building whatever you want to build because you rather just watch Netflix and just veg out on the couch until the next morning. Then you do it all again and repeat it. Then you just live for your days off. You live for the weekend. You're like, oh man, I can't wait till Friday.
Right,
And then it's like all of these days in between that productive stuff could be happening, but you just giving all your energy away.
Yeah. We don't even, there's like bare minimum skills. Bare minimum skills that we don't have because there's no one there. When there is someone there, even more so, that's eligible to teach you, they're not willing to teach you.
Yeah.
They charging to teach you, right? They charging to give you information, to give you education.
Yeah.
Right? Versus saying, hey, here go the information right here. This all you have to do, step 1, 2, 3. But no, they charging you, and this man, he don't even have the money to get to you.
Right.
How you helping him?
That's why it's like through my content that I create, I feel like I give away knowledge for people who want to learn music production and stuff like that. Who wants to learn how to create a song that actually is meaningful, something that's dope.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like if you're going to charge somebody something, give them something for free first, or give them something for free, and then the information that you have that's more, that takes you longer to create, that's as valuable as you can. You put time into it, maybe charge for that. But I feel like that's still cheaper than going to college a lot of times and put, because I don't waste a lot of money going to college, and I won't say waste because I did get something out of it, but it was just overpriced for what it was. And then I went and learned on YouTube for free, and I learned more on YouTube. I call it YouTube University. Learned more there than I learned in the establishment. So I feel like there's certain things that you go to college for that you got to go to college for, like being a doctor, lawyer, stuff like that. Yeah. But it's a lot of stuff you could just learn on your own and stuff, and if you care about knowledge. So I don't know what my point was right there, but yeah. No. So basically, when somebody feels, I guess, beat down by the system and stuff, like how do you start to unplug from that and say like, okay, I'm finna change my life. I'm finna find a way out of this job so I can really do what I'm called to do. Like how does somebody think like that? How do you shift your mind to do that? Let me ask you this. Have you ever had to shift your mind in order to do that? Were you working at a job or something like that you wanted to get out of and you figured a way out?
Yeah. I think it come a point, like a crossroad in every man's life, right?
Yeah.
Every person's life for that matter of fact. But it come a point in your life where you got to make a decision. And the older you get, the harder those decisions get.
Yeah.
The harder those decisions get, the older you become, and you have to. When those crossroads come up, say like when you get 13, you get 16, you get 18, you get 21, you get 25, you get 30, and so forth. When you get 30, Man, those are life-changing decisions now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That meaning that I'm gonna really like break this down for the listeners, right? Meaning that those decisions every 10 years, they affect you by 10 years. So, and I just went over this as a matter of fact, and I shared this with a young lady that disrespected our team for no reason, right? True story. She disrespected the team. She was upset that she didn't get a position. These people were total strangers. The client said no, right? So they had nothing to do with the yes or no. They just, followed up, said, hey, the client, the position is filled, and she went ballistic on them, right? So I chimed in, right? And I shared with her about there's two dynamics, right, that govern our life. Two. It's you. Some people say, well, what do you mean it's you? That's not really no, it's you. There's two dynamics that govern your life. There's you is the first one, right? Meaning the work you put in. The work you put in at the end of every single day. Whatever you get from it, that's your efforts.
Yeah.
At the end of each day. That second dynamic is what I call the debt collector. Only this debt collector right here, he not coming for bills. Meaning he's not coming for what you owe. He's coming for what is due. And he loves showing up at 30, 40, 50. I call that debt collector,
Yeah.
hey, the decisions that you've made.
Yeah.
Every decision that you make, it's got a due date.
I like that. I like that. It's sort of like the concept of karma in a way. But I like the way you frame it like that, because when I turned 30 myself, I went through, I guess what you could call an early midlife crisis. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna die one day. I woke up. It's just like my brain was like, oh, you're not immortal. And it was just like, you gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
And I was still working at a job. Worked at a job for like 5 more years, and ain't nothing wrong with working a job. I don't want to demonize jobs, whatever.
Yeah.
Get a job, get what you need out of it, and figure it out. But yeah, I worked at that job for like another 5 years, 4 or 5 years. But when I got out of it, I had to relearn things. I had to learn how to make money on my own, how to be on my own, because I've worked since I was 16, and when you work consistently for other people like that, and you have that like mentality of dependency in a way, where you're working, but you're dependent upon a boss, and that can get like, it can get hard, because when you try to leave that and try to do a new thing, it's like you're being reborn almost in a way. And you have to shift your whole mind state and your whole habits and the way you think and everything in order to really make it happen. Because now it's up to you. You are the boss.
Now, just think, when, like you said, you was 30, right?
Yeah.
And you came to a point, you said, oh my goodness, I'm getting older.
Yeah.
And so you made a decision, a life-changing decision, right?
Yeah.
And now I said that those that at 30, they start affecting you by the 10 years, meaning at the bare minimum, 5 years, it's going to affect the next 5 years of your life, for sure.
Yeah.
Up into 10 years, those decisions that you make in regards to your life.
Yeah.
So this not counting the decisions you made before 30.
Right.
They still have a due date. All of them ain't showed up yet.
Yeah.
So now those gonna show up.
Mr. Bill Collector.
So that decision that you made at 30, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, how are you now?
I'm 43.
43. That decision you made at 30, where has it put you today?
It put me to where I'm no longer working a job. I have a YouTube channel. I have 2 businesses that I run, and I'm actually kind of like, I'm living my dream. You know, I'm living my dream. I'm not rich yet, but I made that decision to be rich as well, and really put in that work. So that's hopefully, you know, keep on that path, and that due date is going to come as well.
Now, so from 30 to where you at 43 today, how long do you think from that decision you made that day up into the day, how long did it take that decision to unfold?
It was about, like, wait, let me see. It was like 8 years. It was like 8 years, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
Now just imagine if the decision you made was a poor decision, one without optimism, one without hope, right? Where would you be at today? Wow.
Oh man, I'll still be working there. You know, what scared me was at that place, there were people who were like 50, 60, 70, you know, just because it's one of those jobs that you get it, you keep it type thing. And they were just like, they would tell me, I've been here for 30 years, I've been here for, I'm like, and that kind of scared me, you know, so it just woke me up to be like, okay, I got to figure this out, you know. And I eventually figured out, but one thing is you got to kind of jump in the water without knowing how to swim, because if you try to figure out how to swim before you jump in the water, it's impossible to swim dry. You know, you on land trying to like contemplate how to swim, you know, but you can't. You have to get wet. You have to go in that water and figure it out, you know. And that's the only way I think to learn,
right.
You know.
And I'm with you on that. And going back into the decisions we make, right? It's crucial. Our life is guided by it. Our community's guided by it, right? Our marriages, our relationships, it's all guided by decisions. And there's no one there, again, because we talking about our community, right? There's no one there in that community that can provide the counsel, right? The teaching that we need, especially as young men, right? The teaching that we need, you know, when we're young, to understand that, hey, be careful what you decide. Be careful who's helping you decide. You know, environments, music, movies, they silently help you make a decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes loudly.
They guide you into making a decision. That's why the death toll is high. Amongst the youth, the black youth, the death toll is high, right? And that's because of something's guiding them to make a decision. And they don't even realize it. So that's how important decisions are. So you know, I believe in that. If a man speak, he got to be able to prove what he say out of his mouth. So I'm just proving it for the listeners that, hey, be careful of the decisions you make, and make sure the people that's around you, these people, they just can't be your average everyday blow Joe, right? They gotta be people, man, that forget qualified, forget eligible. They learn men from experience. Hey, listen, just because a man eligible don't mean I'm gonna listen to him. Just because he qualified don't mean I'm gonna listen to him. Just because he a political figure, he's an entertainer, he's a celebrity, he's rich, he's popular, you know, among the no. I listen to men that's experienced. And so that people can understand what I mean. Again, he's experienced, right? He a learned man, meaning that, oh no, I'm not talking about the books.
I'm talking about life.
He experienced.
Okay.
His work, look, his work there when you open, let me say this. The guy that played in Bill Cosby, folks, hats off to you. That played in Bill Cosby, they found him working at a Trader Joe's, and so everybody was sharing all over social media.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just can't.
I forgot his name. Yeah, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. He was working at Ralph's or something like that in LA.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. Okay, yeah.
And everybody was sharing all over social media and mocking a grown man.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Which I didn't see nobody when I did. Hey, I glanced for a hot second to look some of the comments, right? I didn't see anyone ask the man, like put out there and ask him, hey, how did you make it to be a star on the Cosby Show? Everybody was so, their decisions was guided by the first set of people that, hey, their decisions was to, act this thing out negative online, right?
Yeah.
And so finally the news made it to him. Some journalists, I don't know, right, made it to him, and he looked dead in the camera. That's why I say hats off to him. He was very serious. He said, I'm fine. He said, I'm living a great life. I love working at Trader Joe's. And I know he closed it with what I never forget. He said, work is dignity. Work is dignity. And he left, right?
Yeah.
And so I heard some celebrities send on some money out, Nicki Minaj or some 20,000, and he donated it. So he most definitely proved that work is dignity. I don't need the money. I'm working because, hey, this is what men do, we work. See, he a learned man.
Yeah.
That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a learned man. That's a man of experience, right? That's a man of wisdom. That's a man of understanding, right? But the man that, just because he's popular and you go to listening to him, don't become a fool.
Right.
Don't become a fool based on popularity, based on status.
Like Kendrick Lamar said, there's a lot of goofies with a check, Man, that was a lot of knowledge, man. A lot of knowledge, and I hopefully the people at home can digest that wherever you are. Maybe you're working at your job, maybe you're stocking shelves or something like that, man. Just always remember just to have that dignity, have that strength, and have that become a learned person, learned man, learned woman, and strive for that, and strive to follow your dreams and your desires and do something that's for you, that you are suited to do. That's what I took. That's my takeaways from this conversation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And shout out to Sean the Don, Marshawn Hughes. Appreciate you for hosting me here in Chicago. Do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I want to leave y'all with this. Don't do nothing against your own detriment, meaning against your own personality. Don't do nothing that's gonna go against the grain of your personality.
Facts.
Whatever it is you're gonna do in life, if you're gonna chase something in life, make sure that your personality gravitate to it. Make sure that your actual talents and your natural born gift, right? It connects with it. So stay in your lane, right? Whatever your lane is, this is how you gonna know it's your lane. You're gonna love every second of being in it. That's how you're gonna know it's your lane. If you don't love it, you ain't in your lane. Some people out of their lane, they only in that lane for a check. So that's what I got for you.
Right, and you'll know you're in your lane when you realize that time goes by without you noticing. You just in it. All right, so that's what it is. Mind your business. I'm gonna mind mine, and we'll see you on the next episode.
That's
One.